So when we are connecting, okay, so when we are connecting 151, 106, 62, 126, that is connecting to our ESX server lab, online lab yesterday. So, but unfortunately, so we are getting some errors. So the username and password is incorrect when we are logging in. So let's see here, root and password I'm entering. So what we have changed the password. After entering that, so cannot complete login due to incorrect username and password. So this is a message we are getting. So guys, normally this ESX server is installed on one of the physical box, right? So even that physical box, the physical server, so we have installed, the details. Okay, we have installed details. Okay, so we have installed with one of the server, okay, the physical server. Even that server also have public IP address. So the public IP address is 134.119.208.13. So this is the rack server IP address. So this is the console IP address. So both IP addresses are there. So now I'm connecting the physical server directory IP address. So physical server direct IP address I'm connecting with the public one. So normally the server is sitting on Canada location. So now I'm connecting and I'm accessing. So the server is managing under one of the company. Okay. So there is a vendor. So vendor is managing this. It's a very big company. So now I'm entering the username and password. So here username and password is a very confidential. I'm not sharing to anyone because of due to security reason. Okay. Now I'm entering the username and password for the rack server login. So rack server login is successfully connected. So this is a console. This is a console. So we can connect like this. Once you click here in the black screen, you will get a window and we can able to connect separately. And also we have option called remote control. There is option called IVM IKVM HTML5. IKVM HTML5. When I click here, there's option called, this is option. Once you click this and separate window will be open. So that means the actual ESX server how look like. Actual server how look like, the server will be presented here. So now just once give a space bar. So now this is a server full console. Now the server is showing, this is the main screen. Press F2 for log into the machine. So now what is the password we have set up? The password I am entering here. Okay. So now entering the password. Now I am entering the password. So the password is successfully, I am logging in. The password is successfully logging in. So there is no doubt at all. But when you're connecting externally only, it is not connecting. It is not connecting. So now configure management network, I'm going here. So and I'm checking that. So IP addresses, everything is correct or not. 151, 106, 62, 126 and subnet is 252 and default gateway is 125. That's correct. Everything looks good only. And DNS configuration. Better IPv6 I'll disable it. Okay. IPv6 is disabled. DNS configuration is 85, 195, 64, 10. That also fine. Custom DNS is a cloud.com. Okay. Let me change to lab.com. Sorry, ctl.com. I think this entire lab is cloud.com only, right? What is the domain name you created online? ctn.com, right? Okay, ctn.com. Okay, ctn.com is changed. Now press Y. So now the ESX server is rebooting now. The ESX server is rebooting now. So during the reboot, and when you click this console, it is not accessible. This console is not accessible. Okay. So we need to wait for some time until server is up. Mostly you didn't get a chance the server access and the server troubleshooting, but here you will get a chance to work on the rack server. Okay, so please spend time and go to Google and have to set some YouTube videos like Dell rack server configuration, HP rack server configuration, Cisco rack server configuration, Dell HP, IBM rack server. So you can check this, and there's so many videos in YouTube, and you can get some information. Actually, I'm using Super Micro server. Super Micro also is one of the brand. Okay, so I'm using this. So kindly please go to YouTube and check that. So every company has a different consoles are there. I think machine is booting up. So weekly, one person, I'll give you control to reboot the server, ESX server. So going forward, so we have to reboot the server every weekly. Okay. Actually, the server is rebooted 1 month ago. So if you need a better performance in a lab wise, so we will reboot the server weekly once. Okay. So now the server is rebooted. Okay, now press F2 and a new password. I'm typing this. Now I'm successfully able to log in the machine. So I think, so internally there is no problem. Internally there is no problem, but while connecting externally only, the password is not coming up. So now refresh the screen, Now page is getting, so better I would copy this IP address. And go to incognito window. There is a private browser, and I'm trying to access the server IP. And once I get console, I'm trying to log in with the username and password. So permission to perform this operation was denied. So this is a new issue again. Permission to perform this operation was denied. Okay. So basically permission problem if a host had been lockdown mode. So so once you choose the enable lockdown mode, if the vCenter database is deleted after the operation, so something problem, F2 initial login, go to configuration log mode. Okay, initial setup. Okay, so open the direct console user interface on the host, press F2, initial setup, select the configuration lockdown mode and disable the lockdown mode. So this is a solution is provided by company, so VMware Corporation. So let me log into F2 and welcome at the rate 123. Sorry, a password is undisclosed. Guys, password I'm changing again. Okay. So guys, configuration logging mode is, so enable is logging mode is enabled. So now I'm disabling and I'm changing a new password. So I'll WhatsApp you guys who are continuing the lab. So the password I am not disclosed to the class because of the videos will be playing on the YouTube. So if anybody can able to access and destroy our services. So to avoid that, I would not um, tell that passwords in a class. Okay, so now I'm changing the password. I'm changing the password. Successfully password is changed and escape. Now press F2 and enter the new password. Yeah, is successfully I'm able to log in. No issues. Escape and now minimize it. Now can enter the username is root password. Now I'm able to log into the server. Clear? So this is the way we are fixing the problem. Guys, you understand the troubleshooting skills? Hmm? The troubleshooting skills are very, very easy. So whatever the message is getting, just you have to type as it is in a Google and find the exact article, maybe one or two article, and you have to fix it. Very simple. Don't spend more time. Don't confuse first of all. Don't panic. So that's my success agenda of the troubleshooting is first to should not panic. Whatever it is a problem, should not panic. And do not bother about the problem. So just you have to read the problem very carefully. Then you have to copy it and you have to put it in a Google and you will get so many articles and relevant article open and you can read it. 99% issue will solve. This is one of the best example on fourth day class. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes.
even you can also resolve this problem and even also you can suggest these problems. But what is our human tendency? You always log in. But we should not do. Special people are doing special works. So we are turning today, we are like a special people. Don't think like a ordinary people. You always entering the username and password. Password is incorrect means password incorrect. So we have to think in a different way, have to troubleshoot it. Understand? So going forward also any issues, not only this issue, any issue you have to troubleshoot in a smart way. I can definitely help you. So when you're troubleshooting, so troubleshooting is a very, very important nowadays. Clear? Fine. Uh, so let me start the servers. Let me start the servers. So, so first we need to start the domain controller always. Domain controller always. So tomorrow, a day after tomorrow. So you have a Windows AD class. Please attend. So time is evening 7 p.m. Evening 7 p.m. So is a comfortable time everybody can join. So evening 7 p.m. Only 1 hour maximum. We have to finish it in 45 minutes to 1 hour. So please join, and how this domain controller is working and what is a domain controller, everything they'll explain in 1 hour. Okay. So if a chance, maybe 2 hours also they'll explain. So next day. So please attend this. It's a very, very important class because of somebody has a confusing how this domain controller is created. Don't worry, so we are taking separate class. Please attend that. So now DC is turned on. Just you have to click console and open new browser and you can check this. Yeah, the machine is ready. So now I'm closing here. So this is a AD. This is a AD machine. It is running on the separator tab. Next, and what is the machine yesterday we created? Sasi, right? Sasi, CTF solve. So now I'm going to start the Sashi machine. So now click console, open console in new window. Yep. So the machine also ready. The machine also ready. So let me log into the Sashi Citrix server. I just logged in. I just click Control Alt Delete and I'm logging in. So once you're logging in first time in the day one or every day, so we have to leave it for at least 30 seconds. Okay, the server backend services and processor will start smoothly without any issues. If you have any shutdown tracker, you better have to close it. Don't worry. So the server is successfully booted. So now I'm closing the server manager console. Every time when you logging in, server manager console is open. So yesterday class, I have successfully created Citrix site, the virtual apps and desktop site I created. But before you open the studio, so every time, the first time you are connecting the machine, so first you have to check the services.msc and all the Citrix services are running or not. Please check that. So see here, Citrix services all are running except WMA service, and also we have SQL service also should be running. So SQL server, SQL Express service also should be running. So this is a mandatory step. This is a mandatory steps. Everyone we need to address this issue. Address this issue. Understood? So now just closing the services console, just click on start and open the studio console. Now I just click yes, and check that the studio once opening and the site is everything is good or not. See guys, successfully we have installed Citrix Studio, and by using Citrix Studio, site is successfully connected. Site configuration stage number 1 is successfully completed. You want to check the test site configuration, so click here, and any mistakes, any errors you're doing in the configuration, it will give you the information. Just double click here, you will get this is a window. Okay, so now we have a 0 successful test, 0 warnings, 0 failed test. So now it will take some time. It will check entire the site information. Okay, and it'll give you the overall report. So this is a very important. Every successful configuration test site configuration report is must. So there are 237 checks will be done under that area. So all the 237 should be properly running. But we don't get any failed test. We don't get any failed test. A warning would be fine. Warning would be fine. That's not a big deal. So we don't get any failed test alerts. Okay. So let's see. Almost finished. 223. Remaining 4 checks are pending. Almost completed. 236. So successfully completed, guys. 237 successful test. So now if you want to show report, just click show report. This is a site configuration. So example, you are handling the project. So you are the project lead to complete the site configuration and from the scratch level. So your client is asking, how can I trust you? How can understand this is a successful configuration? So this is the test results. So guys, this is you can show the evidence report. So your configuration is absolutely right. Okay. Now I'll save this configuration. If chances are possible. Even the report is not showing. So to copy it, we have to directly close it. There is no option. So we had to share the screen and you had to explore it. That's it. Okay. You had to share your screen and explain it. So our test configuration is successfully. So before you have to join the meeting and you had to click on the show report and you had to directly you can show it. I try to save it and print. It is not successfully running. So otherwise you have to take a screenshot and you have to put it one document and you can present it. Even that also would be fine. So export option is not coming. So now just click close it here. So guys, so we have done successful configuration. So now moving to the next site setup and management. So site setup and management we are going. So site setup. So manual site deployment and Citrix cloud deployment. So this is already we discussed, right? Did we complete it yesterday or not completed? Hello? No, I think, right?
Not completed, sir.
Okay. Clear. So the manual site deployment. So yesterday you have very clearly understand when we creating a site, the site name is asking, and after that it is asking like this is a one. Do you remember? There are three databases is required to configure the site. There are three databases is required. So these three databases will be running on the SQL database. Okay, this one will be running on SQL database. So site database, configuration logging database, monitoring database. So example, site database, running site configuration. Running site configuration means yesterday we have created a server name called Sashi CTX ALL. So this is a server name, and where is the database, and what is the site name, India. So all the configuration information, all the site configuration information will be saved in the site database. And second one, current session state, how many users are currently connected, the applications and desktop. So that information will be saved. Connection information, the user is connected internally, the user is connected externally. Okay. And type of connection, like user is connected mobile, desktop, laptop, the device information. So everything they'll be showing in the connection information. Coming to the configuration logging database, so site configuration changes. Site configuration changes means, example, you are creating some additional items in the site, you are modifying something, you're deleting something. So all the activities will be saved on the configuration logging database. So that means administrator activities. So I'm the admin, whatever the work I'm doing on the studio console, So every task will be registered in the configuration logging database. Be careful when you are working on a real-time environment. Before you do, please check twice and you have to do it the work. Otherwise, if you're doing mistakenly, that work will be stored in the configuration logging database. Your senior people easily will find out you who did this activity. Understand? Then monitoring database, session and connection information. Example, so and so application, so and so desktop, who is connecting, and whether is a single user, whether it is connected yesterday or not, today is connected or not, what is the current sessions, last 1 week, what are the application is connecting. So each and every historical data about session and connection information we can fetch from the monitoring database. So basically, monitoring database is connected with the director services. So, do you remember yesterday we have installed a director also in the same server? So, your director console will be connected with the monitoring database and it will fetch the historical and live data about the site. So, these are the three databases are very important. Coming to on-premises public cloud sites. So guys, don't worry, these diagrams are very frequently showing, so there is no matter to discuss here. Okay, so normally the components are running on the Citrix cloud, so everything they'll be taking care. So cloud is everything is managing. This is called fully managed services. Okay, unnecessarily same topic every time when I'm teaching you, it's get boring. Okay, so that's I'm skip this slide. So now this configuration is already done. So that's the reason our site configuration is successfully completed. So leave it this guys. Even this is also, even if you're on premises, whatever the way configuration, we are monitoring with the studio and the director. Even the studio and director is managing under cloud. Okay. This is a cloud console. This is a cloud console. Manage is a studio, monitor is director. So manage is studio, monitor is director. This is a web console will be coming. Do you understand, guys? So from the Citrix cloud, this is a automatically everything is configured before you join the company. So just you have to create an account and you open manage and you can work. That's it. You don't have to do anything. So the work is very simple in the cloud environment. So as of now, what are the work we done? So this manage and monitor, the studio and the director, everything is already pre-configured in the Citrix cloud once your account is created. So how to create a Citrix cloud account? So cloud.citrix.com. This is a domain. This is a domain. You can create your account. You can create your account. If you want to register with your company credentials, you can create. So sign up and try it free account. So now you can try like this. You can try like this. Onboardingcitrix.com. You can enter your details. So company business email address. So now I'm giving, this is my email address. So now we notice that your email is already associated with Citrix. So now click sign in. So actually my ID is already there. So now I'm trying to log in. So password. I'm trying what are the password I previously used. No. Forget the password. Okay. No, it's not coming up. I'll wait for some time. Okay. If the message is coming up, and I'll try to use and we can log in. So next, moving to the next slide. I'm skip these Citrix Cloud topics, guys. So now the scenario, your manager wants to know which service account is used to access the Citrix virtual apps and desktop SQL database. What you'll reply. So your manager is asking, hey, this Citrix database is running on the SQL database, right? Which account you are managing? Which account you are managing for virtual apps and desktop SQL databases? So normally you can tell them, hey, we are using Active Directory machine accounts. Okay, Active Directory machine accounts. So that is managing with the databases. Example, so now I created the AD user accounts CTN underscore admin. So CTN underscore admin account is managing both Citrix services and as well as the SQL. But I don't have separately running the SQL server in the same machine I am running it. So for that reason, the same account is managing my both Citrix services and my Citrix related database services. So the provisioning of your lab is completed. Don't worry. So the next concept is redundancy consideration. So Citrix virtual apps and the desktop side components. Okay. So how you can provide the redundancy? Redundancy means providing the additional server in case of failure. So now guys, please note down this slide is very important. So for SQL services, they'll maintain HA, high availability. So that is managing by your database team. You don't worry at all. And as per Citrix wise, you have to concern from the access layer, maintain two storefront. From Citrix Access Gateway, you had to maintain two servers, and control layer, at least you have to maintain two servers. That's a delivery controller, domain controller, two servers. So in this area, you have to maintain two servers. So mandatory, every company they are managing like this only. So even in our company, in our class, so we are going to set up two delivery controller, two storefront, two Citrix gateway. So domain control is not required. One server is enough. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
So now impact during the failover if no redundancy. Example, if you're not providing redundancy, so what is the impact? Guys, this is the most important slide. I'm really liking this PPT because of in previous PPTs, this type of single point of kind of console is not there for comparing. Example, you have to check in a different articles, you have to find out solutions. But in a single slide, they provided in case of during failure, if no redundancy, they'll give you completely clear documentations. So take a screenshot. So Citrix license server, example, license server is down. What will happen? So I already told you the site enters 30 days grace period. Okay, so that we don't get any problem until 30 days. So after grace period expire, user will no longer able to make HDX connection. So it will maintain 30 days, you will get a connections. After 30 days, no, it will not provide you access your connections. So what is your answer? If your interviewer asking if licensor is down, what is the impact? So you tell them, so if license server is expired, if licensor is down, the 30 days grace period will be activated. Until 30 days, user able to access applications and desktop from Citrix. After 30 days, so the connection will stop. You have to provide the license server, active license server. The next, what is if Citrix delivery control is down? If Citrix delivery control is down, so no power management action on VM running on VDA. So example, if the VMs are running, you want to power on, power off, reboot. That action you cannot do. The next one, second point, site is unmanageable. You cannot access your Citrix site by using Studio. So in not only Studio, your PowerShell commandlets also will get failed. PowerShell also will not work. Director also will fail. Citrix Director also will fail. So Citrix Workspace app, the client side application, the Workspace app will not communicate to applications. It will not enumerate the sessions. So that is called Citrix Workspace app, and storefront will not enumerate icons. So once you logging in the Citrix storefront server, the application icons will be presented on the screen. That will not happen. The process called enumerate. Going forward, I'll tell you what is meaning of enumeration. So the next one, established sessions still continue. So example, before delivery controllers down, if any session is running, that will run automatically. There is no problem. New sessions cannot be established. Old sessions can run. Are you clear?
Sir, I have doubts, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, director fails, right? Now, we have installed director delivery control on the same machine, correct?
Yes.
Now, sometimes we can install director in a different machine and delivery control in a different machine. In case like that, still it will fail.
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
okay.
So why you are asking this question? I understand. So let me your question in a different way and a correct way. So in our lab, we are installing director server, delivery controller, and studio in single server. If the delivery controller is fails, director also fails. You are thinking like that. No, that is not correct actually. Basically, director console also depending on the delivery controller services. Understood? So
Okay.
if the delivery control is working, the director will work and it will fetch the live session, historical data, everything they'll be pulled and they'll be giving the information. Understood? So director is must and should run in case of director application will not work in case of delivery controller fails. Understood? That is a very important. So director is depending on the delivery controller service. Actually, that is delivery controller is running on behind, there is a site database. So the site database also very important, and monitoring database also very important. So to capture the information. So by default, so directory is depending on both site database as well as the monitoring database. So both will affected. So unfortunately, if site delivery control is down, automatically director also cannot manageable. Understand?
Okay, sir.
George?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So whether you install on the same server, whether you install on different server, scenario is same. That is my agenda.
Okay, sir.
So next, Citrix site database. So Citrix site database, if it is down, what will happen? So no power managed action on VMs running on VDA. Site is unmanageable. Studio and PowerShell commandlets work. So localhost cache is used by delivery controller to continue brokering. So what will happen? Localhost cache. So localhost cache will replace the site database work. So where is the localhost cache running? On the delivery controller. So localhost cache is a very important component in Citrix. So when it will work localhost cache, site database is down, then it will comes into the picture. If the site database is not down, no, localhost cache will not come into the picture. It just is simple idle process. Any question?
We have to manually that local cache enable or it will do automatically?
Perfect question. So let me tell you Kamlesh question. So now I'm into Citrix Studio Server. Let me log into the server first. So what is the question is asked? No. So whether the local host cache LHC is enabled by default or we need to manually enable. That is the question. Okay. Let me show you this answer. So to understand this, we have to use a Citrix PowerShell commandlets. Citrix PowerShell commandlets we need to use. So how to use a PowerShell commandlets? First of all, you have to open either PowerShell or PowerShell ISC to run the commands. So how to open the PowerShell? Start, type power. You will get PowerShell ISC. Anything you can open. So I use a PowerShell ISC. So run as administrator. So integrating scripting environment. ISC stand for integrating scripting environment. So now I am using this as a console. I am very much comfortable in this console to manage it. Okay. So now it is loading. Yeah, successfully all related PowerShell commandlets are working now. But we need to check this. Any Citrix commandlets are working? Citrix commandlets also working by default. Guys, if the Citrix commandlets is not working, example, okay, like a get broker site. This is a command. Just you have to double click, insert, the command will be directly running here and hit enter. See, the complete information about the site information will come. So in this area, so we have to check that local host cache. So see here, local host cache is enabled true. What do you mean that?
It's automatically switch over.
Yeah, that's correct. Local host cache means true, means it's enabled by default. We don't require to enable. Okay guys, for your information, so local host cache is not a new feature, it is an old feature. Old feature means from XenApp 6, 5 on that onwards also it's coming. So especially from the XenApp 6. So localhost cache after 7 it is stopped. In XenDesktop 7.0 it is stopped until 7.12. Until 7.12, 7.02, 7.12 LHC is completely removed from Citrix. Okay, how it will work in case of site database is down? The connection will get connected. It's very difficult, right? So Citrix is introduced. There is a concept called connection leasing. So connection leasing is introduced. So guys, when you are working on your old environment like a 7.0, 7.5, 7.6, 7.12, so your connection leasing by default enable, and even localhost cache is not available. From 7.12 onwards, again reintroduce localhost cache because connection leasing is not up to the mark. That means it's not performing well up to the mark. So for that reason, localhost cache is redesigned and re-enabled on the 7.12 versions. So after 7.12, that means 7.15, 7.16 onwards, if your fresh installation, by default localhost cache is enabled. Maybe if you are upgrading from 7.12 to 7.15, in this case, so localhost cache is enabled and LHC is disabled. You have to enable by using PowerShell commandlets. You have to use a PowerShell commandlets. So what is a PowerShell commandlet you need to use to enable disable localhost cache? I'll give you the command, don't worry.
Mahesh,
Yes, please.
this command will give the delivery controller information, the broker site.
Yes, the complete broker site, the site information, entire site information.
Okay, so if we need other component information, which command we are using normally?
No.
Like the
Only
PowerShell.
site means site. Okay. Only site means complete site information. Entire
Okay.
information we get it. License
Okay, license
information,
and everything.
license or port, even every information we get it.
Okay,
Every
understood.
information. So now, shall we run the command? Okay. Clear. So the command is even I forgot it. Let me check this in Google. Yeah, got it. The command is got it. Set hyphen broker site space hyphen localhost cache enabled dollar true, right? As of now we will give false. Okay, I'm going to disable. So then we have to give the same command line. We have to give hyphen connection leasing enabled dollar true. Okay, connection leasing enabled true. Hit enter. What happened? See, connection leasing no longer supported and can be enabled. So guys, even this is a good news. So connection leasing will not work. So what we can do, only I can disable the localhost cache. So localhost cache is disabled. So now we can check the get broker site. Now you can check here. Localhost cache enabled is a false. That means what? It is disabled. In case site database is down, that's it. User cannot access a application by using LHC. So what we need to do? We have to set it to true. So when you set true, it is enable. Localhost cache enable true. Like this you can enable and you can disable. So commandlets are very simple. Get means pull the report, set means apply the changes. This is a very simple commands. Going forward I'll explain whenever it is possible. PowerShell commandlets I'll help you. Understood?
Yeah, Mahesh,
Yes.
one question.
Yes.
This setting only be done by the PowerShell, or is it we can do by the GUI and any?
No GUI. Only PowerShell.
No. Okay, no problem. That's
So are you clear? This concept? So the next, Citrix storefront. So user authentication via web or Citrix workspace app files. So example, if storefront is failed, so user will not able to access from the web browser and the Citrix workspace app. So the workspace app and storefront will not enumerate the icons normally. So establish the sessions to continue. So already if who are connected the sessions, the people can continue. But after the storefront down, any user is trying to connect applications and desktops, so user cannot get the login to the site. So complete site will be broken. So this is the redundancy. If you're not configured, what is impact in your production? So now I'll leave it at 30 seconds. If you have any questions, you can ask. So now redundancy is like this. So we have a end user is connecting with the Citrix NetScaler load balancer. Storefront is there. So there are two storefronts. In case if one storefront is not connected, and it will be connected to another storefront. So here you can configure active load balancer, you can configure active passive load balancer, you can configure. Guys, we will configure in this NetScaler class. We will configure in the NetScaler class. So we will set up this. Don't worry. Guys, are you interested today? Actually today and the next week I'm going to set up the NetScaler class. If you are interested, okay, so to adjust your time and you want to learn, if anyone, you can please reach out me and I'll put into the batch. So today evening 7 to 9, or maybe today if not possible, from next week onwards we are going to start the batch NetScaler. Okay, even in your batch also we can teach. Maybe if everybody is cooperating, so we can simultaneously we can finish the NetScaler class. Because of the last batch people we are going to conduct, so 4-hour session for NetScaler topic. If anyone interested, I'll put into the batch. I'll message you on the group. Who are interested, you please join them. No problem. So now this is a question. Okay, the question is, if the Citrix site database fails or becomes unresponsive, what impact does have to the users logging and attempting to launch sessions? So this is a question. Guys, if the site database is down, maybe unresponsive, then not responding properly, so what is impact if users is logging? So when trying to is attempting to the launch sessions, so what is impact? So this answer is, with the localhost cache, the delivery controller continues to broker user sessions. So localhost cache is available so that the user is able to get connected by using the brokering of with the LHC. However, LHC should hopefully never be used. Okay, be instead of focus on getting the database platform redundant. Okay, what do you mean that? Localhost cache should hopefully never be used. What do you mean that never be used?
we need two database server SQL.
Exactly. That's
Mahesh, I have one question. For like the troubleshooting, do we need the knowledge of the SQL?
not required.
There are a lot of database connectivity here and
That
there.
is not our job actually. So even if you have a SQL experience also, SQL team will not allow you to log into the server. Unnecessarily your time waste. Okay,
Uh,
but I'm giving a theoretical information. So what are the question you need to ask to the network team? What are the question you need to ask to the database team? You can ask after this class. Okay, during the session, I'll definitely help you. What are the question we need to ask to the cross-functional teams? That knowledge is enough, but intentionally don't go for learning. So because of I'm learning the installing configuring, so I'm a trainer, I need the information. So for you, don't require why you're unnecessarily time waste. So that time you can spend it on another way to learn cloud or maybe virtualization or Windows administration. Anything you can learn. Okay. So guys, lab exercises module number 2. Okay. Install and install the delivery controller. Have you completed? Guys, which I explained or not?
Yes, sir.
Create and configure the site
Yes, sir.
and using the licensing manager.
Yes, sir.
Yes, as of now, the lab perfectly is completed, module number 2. Okay, so now we are moving to module number 3 next week, guys. Okay, so before module number 3 starts, so this week completely I'll put into some basic knowledge on OS creations, AD installations, desktop and server differences, basic networking experience. All these things we will teach. So nearly 3 classes we are planning to take. So 7 p.m. to 7 p.m. IST. So please join. Okay. So today we will prepare the schedule. What are the topics we are going to teach within this week, Monday to Friday. Okay, we will put roster. So please join and you can learn this. So next week, Saturday, we are going to start module number 3. We are going to start module number 3. Understood? Any questions? So during that time, you people, you have a many works are assigned. So even that schedules also, I'll put it in a roster and I'll upload it in a Google Drive and I'll share the Excel sheet to you. So each and every student, whoever joining this batch, the task will be provided. So once you completed the task, you have to mark it complete. Okay, I will not ask you personally. If you really want to complete each and every work, you have to follow the tracker. Otherwise, definitely you will miss some topics. Example, installing the server. So tracker. So that's a action item. So student, Kamlesh, Amar. So some names are I'm writing there. So if Kamlesh is completed, he will go there and he will be giving this completed. And next, mission domain join completed, components installations completed, and site configuration is completed. So action tracker you should be updated before Saturday. What are the tasks we are assigning? Weekly tracker that should be completed. You are the responsible. Okay. So Avinash will also not ask you compulsory you have to do it, but you have to do it for yourself. Okay, we have a different types of labs are there. So each lab will be explained to you in this week. You can please attend it. Are you clear?
Yeah, Mahesh, do we have like what was the task so we can tick mark? You have the Excel sheet like.
I'll give you.
Okay.
I'll give you. Okay, don't worry. I'll prepare the sheet and I'll upload in the Google Drive and I'll give you the share.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.